Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Lisa. Today, I'd like to talk about crafting on the go. Now, sometimes we have a lot of lag time, and even though we would love to spend every free moment in our craft room, that's just not possible for most of us. So, today I'm going to focus on using our punches to do the work. Now, in this project, we're going to be using the varied vases and we're going to be using the coordinating punch. So as you can see, there's very little stamping and it's mostly all punch work. And you can, whenever you have free time or if you're sitting at your kid's baseball game or something like that, and in my case, sitting on the couch watching Netflix, I sat there with a paper plate in my lap and punched all this out. So this is going to be our workhorse here, is the punch. So let's get started. All right, so this is what I did. I punched all of these little pieces out except for the frame, that green frame that you see there, and also the white squares. Those are the only things that I had to cut. The rest of it was just punched. And I wasn't even thinking about it. I have a ton of that stuff punched out. So all the measurements and everything are going to be in the PDF and on my blog, so don't worry about that right now. I will write it all down for you like I always do. So I'm bringing in the Big Shot here, and this is how we're going to make our frame. We're going to be using the layering square framelits. And if you don't have any of our layering dies, I highly recommend them. They are awesome. Now I tape mine together just because I drop things all the time, but you certainly don't have to do that. This just makes it quicker for me. And now that we've got our frame cut out, you can just go crazy, bam, 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 and get these knocked out, no problem at all. So the center, you have a perfect little square. You can save that for another project, or you can use it as scrap for punching out the leaves, because we're going to have some leaves in our project here today. So I'm just popping out the frame, and we'll put that together in a minute. But before we do that, I want to just show you a paper-saving way to use your punch. We're punching out the tulip, which is on the left side of the punch. So we're going to start on the right side of the paper and move along. And that way, we aren't wasting so much paper. We're actually punching over paper that's already been punched, if that makes any sense. So you do have a lot of debris around, but it does save paper. So that's what I had the paper plate for, was all the debris. And so let's get going. I'm putting our frame together. I'm bringing in here our piece of white. And I think that it's better to put the glue on the frame. So I'm bringing in my little bottle of glue, which is Tombow multi-purpose adhesive. It's just in a little quill tip bottle. And I'm just going to put glue, just beads of glue all the way around. And then I'm going to lay the top of the white square on top of it. It just seems to line up easier doing it that way, but you can do it however you want. Whatever works best for you is the best way to do it. Okay, so I'm just laying this down here. And once I get it laid down, I'm going to set an acrylic block on top of it. It's good when you're gluing something like this it dries fast. I have a little overflow there, but it's okay. It will dry matte and clear. So I'm just going to set that over it for a couple minutes. It will dry very fast. And that way we can work on something else. So I'm bringing in our little blue vase. These are all our new in colors, by the way, and I love them. I'm using a gel pen, and I'm using a small one because this is such a small. And I'm just drawing a little line, sort of just to give you the impression that there is a reflection on the side of the bottle. Again, you don't have to do this. It's just something fun I wanted to add. So I'm bringing in all my punched tulips here, and I am not a floral designer, so all of you out there that are really good at that, please be gentle. I'm not good at this at all. So, okay, so now that our frame and our white piece is dry, we're going to go ahead and add our vase. Just going to use the glue, just glue it right on, and we're going to line it up with the bottom of that frame. Okay, now we're all set with that. So next thing, I'm going to start putting on the leaves. And like I said, I'm not a floral designer, so I'm just sort of guessing how this would go if it were an arrangement in a vase. And I'm using my tweezers here because I wouldn't be able to hold on to them otherwise. So again, I'm just gluing down these leaves and sort of placing them here and there. Really no method at all. And I'll just show you a couple of them and then we'll cut through and whoops, there went one. I guess I'll get that one later. Okay, so now we have all our leaves on and now we're going to start adding our tulips. And I'm using the grapefruit ones and the pineapple punch ones. And the only thing that I know is from watercoloring that you should never have even numbers of anything. You should always have odd numbers. So you want to have 5 instead of 4 or 7 instead of 8. As my art instructor would say, it's unsettling to the eye. So keep that in mind when you're placing your tulips on there or flowers or whatever project you're doing. And now I've pretty much got all the flowers on. I'm taking the last one and I'm adding a glue dot on it just for that last piece of dimension. By adding all of that stuff, it is pretty dimensional because we've layered and glued on top of everything. So that's the last piece I have on there and it's spinning around on me. And I think that doesn't look too bad for an amateur. So we're using the Stampin' Up! Note cards and envelopes. These are the best thing. They come already scored, folded, and the matching envelopes. So again, I'm just placing this acrylic die over the top, or acrylic block over the top, just to help that dry straight and smooth. I like to decorate my envelopes, so this is a good time to do that. I'm just moving that up out of the way. So as you can see, it comes with the envelope and then there's the note card. And I'm bringing in some examples of, how I've decorated some of the envelopes. That one I just sponged. I thought it looked kind of cool. So here's our note card. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp a sentiment on it. What's great about these is they're cute and they're simple and you can use them for anything. A thank you card, a birthday card, a thinking of you card. You can just have all of these cards already made up, ready to go, and send them out whenever you need to. And that is such a good, organized feeling to have that. So I am crazy about these colors this year, Art in Colors. I just love them, especially this blueberry bushel. It's my favorite blue ever. So I'm just stamping down the sentiment here. And you can put a sentiment there. You can put it on the little piece where the flowers are. You can do this however you want it. So I'm going to bring in some dimensionals and put those on the back of our framed piece here. And I'm going to use quite a few of them because it's sort of heavy. So you can see I'm, excuse me, you can see I'm going all the way around the perimeter there, and then I'm going to put a couple down the center. I'm sorry for all this shaking. I am on a new medication, and I guess that's a side effect. Hopefully it'll go away soon. And I'm just placing this down here. And there we go. Our card is done. And again, you can put whatever you want on the inside. And you've got your envelope there, and you can decorate it or not. And that's it. That's all we got for today. So thank you for spending time with me. I hope that if you like this video, you give me a thumbs up. And I hope that you subscribe just by clicking the red button that's down below. All the information and links are in the description and also on my blog, and there'll be links to everything. Happy crafting!